Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, it feels so good to be back. I feel like I haven't recorded in this channel in about almost a year. I feel like it's been a long time. So I am ready to be back on here. I just felt like I needed a little break from my main channel just because I had a lot of stuff going on, and you know, I'm using my other channel setup, which I do have an ASMR channel. If you guys haven't followed me there yet, if you guys do like ASMR, I'm gonna go ahead and put the name on here. It's just Jacqueline ASMR, and you guys can see more of my other channel if you guys are interested. But yeah, today I'm just diving in. I'm thanking you guys for all your amazing questions that you guys have been asking me. Oh my god, I am so blessed and so grateful to see this channel grow, as I was not on as frequently, and I just felt like I needed to get back on. And I just feel like I have such great subscribers on here that I need to make sure that I cater to you guys as well. And I didn't forget about this channel. I just feel like I needed to take a little break from showing like my life and all that stuff. I needed to get settled in. So I mean, I took so for those of you that don't know, if you guys have seen my last video, I did sell my donut shop. So I have just been taking it easy, living life. And I also do have a TikTok, so I'll go ahead and post it on here so you guys can check out my TikTok as well. But I've just been, you know, taking it day by day, not rushing anything. I'm very, very happy where I'm at right now in my life, as opposed when I was last year. You know, I did have my business. If you guys are subscribers, I did have my business, and you know, just pretty much I was working nonstop. And I haven't ate breakfast, so I do have my coffee here, so I'm just gonna mix it a little bit. I did make the pumpkin spice. I know pumpkin spice is like all over right now, but I still have a couple of bottles from my creamer. But yeah. So yeah, sorry about that. And then so I was just like, I need to take a little break. I need to just really focus on myself, because the past two years and a half, almost 3 years, my life was all about the donut shop. Like, I had no life. I felt like, you know, I grew old there. My last years of my 20s were at the donut shop. So I just celebrated my 30th year this year. So, you know, onto a new decade in my life, to a new chapter, a new journey. But yeah, so pretty much just in a nutshell, I was just taking time off a little bit. And of course, this channel I was always going to come back to, because I feel like this is what helped me a lot, what motivated me even more. And now that I have 3,000 subscribers, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm very, very grateful for that, because I started off with 2, 3, and now I feel like I have a nice community of people that really enjoy watching my videos and really enjoy following me. So thank you guys for that. I really appreciate that. But I did want to answer some questions in a form of, like, a lot of you guys have been asking me questions. So I just feel like I need to break down each question when it in regards to my donut shop. So obviously I'm going to be talking about business. Obviously I've experienced that in my life, and I know a lot of you have a lot of questions on how I did it, specifically in the restaurant field. And not only that, but also talking about how I managed to manage a donut shop, or own a donut shop, or run a donut shop. So a lot of you guys have questions about that, and I just feel like I cannot put it all in one video, because I want to give you guys the best quality, or the best advice I can give you, broken down into each category. So this beginning part of this video, I'm just pretty much letting you guys know where I've been. But the second part of the video, I'm going to be talking about, a lot of you guys have asked me, and I have the questions right here. Oh, this coffee is so good. Okay, so this is the second part of this video. So pretty much a lot of you guys have asked me what goes into having a successful donut shop, right? So this is more like for those of you guys that are more categorized into that field and want to focus on opening a donut shop or close to it, like a bakery or something like that. So one of the things that I always say is the 3 rights, right? The 3 rights that I feel like that always draws people. So for example, you need to have 1, the right attitude, 2, the right team, and 3, the right customers. So to me, those are most important big picture you can have. Obviously, I'm going to dive into each and one of them, kind of explain to you guys how each of that works in my head, how I feel like, that's a great formula to have as a business owner, not only as a donut shop owner, but just a business shop or a business in general, right? You want to make sure you are catering to the right people, you have the right team, and you have the right attitude of that. So let's go ahead and go in with number 1, which is right attitude. Okay, so for right attitude, one thing that when you go into your role as a business owner, you want to make sure that you have a positive attitude, I can do attitude. And I mean, you're already a business owner, so own it. Literally put it in your gut and just be positive about it. And not only being positive, but confident. You want to make sure you let people know who's boss in the most respectful way, but at the same time, you need to make sure you set your grounds. That is very important going into owning a new business. I know it sounds scary, especially if you're, starting off from scratch and all that stuff. You might feel a little bit intimidated of other competitors, but do not let that scare you. Just know that you are in your role for a reason, whether you started off, in your garage or where you started off online or something like that. Just know that you got there because of you. So don't let anybody tell you you can't do this. Don't let anybody stop you. Always know that you are the leader and you are going to take your team to success. So, you can only do so much, with your positivity, but you need to make sure you stand firm and you own it. So that's one of the biggest things is if you are an owner, and I'm looking at you, if you are an owner, don't forget to always own it, okay? Always own it and know that it's yours and nobody can tell you otherwise, right? So that's one of the biggest advice I will let you guys know is, at the beginning, of course, you will struggle. You are transitioning over from whether you're coming from a business that you've always worked at, a professional environment, but just know that own your business. And I feel like I've said I can't emphasize enough on how much that can work for you, because not only does it build up your confidence knowing that you have a business, but people respect you in a different way, and you also want to make sure you speak intellectually with some of your competitors, or for example, if you're trying to market, you want to get the right people, right? And I will jump into a little bit more on how that works. But yeah, so the biggest thing is having the right attitude, and that will definitely change your life because you want to have that attitude of I can do it, I will be successful, and wherever I go, I am going to be great. So just say that. Keep that in your head and don't let anybody tell you otherwise, right? So that is right attitude. The second thing of owning a business and having a successful donut shop / business is having the right team. That is really important to be able to be successful because you're not a one-person business anymore. You have to rely on other people to help you get things done, right? Is being able to have the right people to have a successful business, because you have people that you can not only trust, but you can rely on, right? So for example, if you are working on growing your business, another important thing is you don't want to be in your business all day, every day. You want to be out there marketing, bringing people in, doing social media, especially in this time and age, a lot of like TikTok, all that stuff. You want to be able to be hands-on, not only inside your business, but outside. So at any point when you need to leave your business, you need to have the right people that are reliable and pretty much trustworthy, right? So that's one of the biggest things is, for example, when we were going through the hiring process, we obviously asked, are you capable of doing this? Obviously that's something that falls back on us. Like, we're able to train them the right way. But at the same time, what are their goals, right? So you need to make sure to keep that in mind that, not only are they going to come and help you, but you need to help them as well. You need to keep that in mind. How am I going to help my team member? Not only obviously paying them, because obviously that's 99% of the time that people want to work is because they want to get paid, they have bills to pay. But how, that other 1%, like, how are you going to develop your team members? So that's very, very important and very, very crucial. So for me, a lot of the times, our interviews went very more like a conversation. It was not like a questionnaire. Obviously, we would get information of what we needed, but at the same time, like, for example, we had a team member that their goals was to be in HR, right? So they wanted to develop their, team lead, how doing the right thing, following policies. So for me, I felt like that was great for me to know, because I know that they're going to want to always do the right thing and then do, like, follow policies and procedures and stuff like that. So to me, knowing what their ultimate goal was good for me to know, because I was able to develop them in that role, and they can have, in the long run, can put that in their resume. But at the same time, like, I feel like they can hold other people accountable, just kind of like in that scenario. So yeah, so that's one example. And just pretty much getting to know your team is very important. Like, you don't have to be their friend. I believe that, a lot of people say, like, you shouldn't be friends with your team members, or you shouldn't be friends with your boss, whatever. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can have a good relationship with your team. So I just feel like, obviously, they know that you're the boss. Like, you don't need to, like, have that written on your forehead, okay? Like, they know that. But at the same time, you need to make sure that you're always there for them and supporting them, right? There's some business owners that, their business is very successful. They don't have to be there, that's great. But at the same time, you want to be able to show face. So I just feel like being able to build a relationship with your team is very important. And it doesn't mean that it has to develop into a friendship. It has to develop into, but you want to make sure you have good team members and people that are reliable. So that's one of the things that I feel like that was a great cue for me. And I'm very blessed to say that, I've had actually my team members reach out to me. They found me on social media, and I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, they found me, they see my videos, and I'm not embarrassed of who I am. I'm always going to be an open book. So, I mean, they did find me, and they reached out to me and they said, you're actually one of the best. And this is just not me just, like tooting my own horn, but this is just kind of giving you guys an example of, like, it actually works. You want to be genuine and you want to be able to help your team members. And that team member reached out to me. A couple of them reached out to me, but she really stood out to me because I only worked with her not too long, and I feel like I made an impact on her because she said that I was one of the best bosses she's ever had. So I felt like, for me, like, wow, that was definitely something that really hit me. And I don't want to get emotional because I feel like it really helped me grow and develop myself to be a better leader. So that really, like, hit me. So that's stuff that you want your team members to say about you, So yeah, so in a nutshell, you want to make sure you have the right team. All right, guys, and the last one is having the right customers. I feel like it genuinely is what it is, right? You want to make sure you build a good environment for your customers, and not only that, but a place that they want to come in and enjoy it, where going into your business, being happy about, stopping by, getting a quick donut, coffee, whatever the case you might serve. So I just feel building that right customer attitude, or having positive intake from their feedback, I feel like that's definitely a great way. And this falls back to having the right team, right? You want to make sure not only is it a good environment, happy place, positive attitude, but also you want to make sure, specifically with food, you want to make sure that it's clean at all times. So for me, I'm like a clean freak 100%. I am like on me, literally like checking everything, making sure everything is clean. And a lot of the times, like when my team members would join, I'd be like, I just want to let you guys know, if we have nothing to do, if we're not busy, you guys need to be cleaning. That is something that we always have to make sure that in food environment always is clean, like counters, countertops, cashiers, everything needs to be clean. This falls back on on having the right team members, right? So you want to make sure that you have them that nice and trained at the same time, because you want to make sure you build a great connection with your team, and at the same time they build a great connection with your customers, which falls into having the right customers, right? So I built a poster that I put in our break room, that it was there at all times. People that, that's something that I would also coach them on. If I was like in the front, I would definitely want to hear these words. I would call them powerful statements, because these are going to be an icebreaker. It's also going to help you build that relationship with your customer, build that rapport, making sure that they feel comfortable talking to you. Like, not only here for coffee and donut, like, no, we are here for you. We want to get to know you by name. And that was definitely something that goes back to having a positive environment and really making people feel welcome, right? So I'm going to share with you guys this powerful statement poster paper that I had. So with every customer should feel welcomed, right? That's our very first slogan. Every customer should be happy, having that right attitude. So introduction. So this is at the beginning of a customer coming in and them, really walking in through that door. So of course we always want to welcome them, say hello. And if they're waiting, if there's a long line, we always want to acknowledge them. So we always want to be able to say, I will be right with you, right? 2 is after you have reached to that customer, you want to say, how may I assist you today? So, you want to open up that open-ended questions. And then also, what can I get started for you today? That's also another great way to say it, however you feel comfortable. And this will kind of lead into, as they tell you what they want. Once they have completed that, you want to make sure, you ask them in between that transaction, how's your day going today? Or, how's your morning going so far? And also if they say thank you, for asking, you always want to acknowledge that and say, it's my pleasure. And, at the same time, following back, if they were waiting a little bit, you always want to acknowledge their time so that they've been patient. So you always want to thank them for being patient, right? So those are the key words that will make your customers feel very welcome. And then as far as closing, we would go into, anything else I can help you with. And then you always want to make sure you repeat back their orders. So that was one of the biggest things, is you want to make sure you get the order correctly, whether you repeat it in the cash register or you repeat it as you're giving it to them. So that's something that, you want to close it off with. And then you also want to ask, how is everything? You want to make sure everything's great, whether they're eating it there or if, they're taking it home, or how is their service. So you want to be mindful of that as well. And then you also want to thank them for coming in, right? So you want to thank them so much for coming in, and you want to appreciate their business. So that's another thing you also want to say is we value your business and see you soon. So those are the main things, kind of letting them know that you want them to see them back. So those are very important, and I just feel like this definitely helps customers feel welcomed, right? And then right at the bottom, I would always write, please make sure you use these powerful statements with every customer, not only because if they're here to only buy a donut, maybe next week they'll get an order of 10 burritos, that's something that I would tell them. So we want to make sure our customers are excited to come here every day and are excited to be served by us. Encourage every customer to share their experience on Yelp, our Yelp account and Google account. So that's another thing that I would always, if they're passing out a business card, also let them know that we also do have a Yelp account and a Google account. So that sheet of paper really, really helped develop my team members and having great customer service skills and, building that great environment that the customers need, right? You want to make sure you make them feel happy. You want to make sure you're serving them with great service. And I've gone to a couple of fast food restaurants and I don't feel like I'm just a number. I feel like my time doesn't matter. And a lot of the times that's one of the reasons why we gain a lot of customers. People didn't care to go to those specific fast food restaurants, even though they were going to get their food faster. you know, whether they would get a sandwich or so on. Because a donut, obviously, that's super quick, but there was times that we would have really long lines that just warms my heart to know that, you know, we were able to accomplish that. And not only because of our food, but they felt that warm welcome. So that goes back into the right customers, which ties hand in hand with the right team, and also having that right attitude. So those are the three main tips I will give you. This is just kind of more like in a bigger picture looking at it. Like if somebody goes in and just kind of looks from outside looking in, I feel like those are the main key components of building a successful business and having that shine, you know? So yeah, so that's pretty much the goals or the advice I'm gonna give you guys if you guys are out there trying to build a new business. Obviously, I'm going to go into detail with a lot of the stuff that I did. I mean, believe me, it's a lot. But I just feel like I wanted to break down into different sections to really talk about it. And I don't know, just hopefully this helps for those of you guys that are trying to open up a business. And believe me, like, it's not easy, but it's very rewarding. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be more active on here, I promise. Obviously, I'll probably be doing vlogs as well, going back to my cooking, going back to the whole Christmas. I might be doing 12 days of Christmas again, so I'm excited for that because I mean, why not? And I also do have a full-time job now, so that's on a whole other level. Like, I'm not only developing, you know, my YouTube, my TikTok and all this, but I'm also developing skills that I never thought that I had, right? So I'm going into a whole nother role that I had never really experienced, which is good because I'm actually using my degree in that sense. So yeah, so I mean, I'm excited for what life has for me. I had to think about that for a second. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for life itself, and I'm excited for these next 10 years of my 30s because I turned 30 and I feel like I've been 30 for a really long time now. So I'm so excited to what happens next, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys keep enjoying my channel. And if you guys have not yet, don't forget to subscribe down below and leave me your comments of what more you want to see. I have a full list of comments, stuff that I'm going to be making videos of. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys on my next video. Thank you so much.